That question, sir?
My English is very bad.
You speak Russian?
Russian, yeah, yes.
They can translate. This character can translate also.
Сейчас я подумаю, я не думаю, что вопрос.
Okay. Time question.
I would think
Hey, go ahead. You sure? Yeah, okay. Fast. I tried. I forgot to take it down. That's what I've seen. Clothesline, part of the background. The last eclipse wasn't visible in India at all. It didn't touch India at all. Just on the 20th, 19th, 20th. It was mostly in Australia. Fiji, Australia, that part of the world. Did not any effect anywhere in India, which is good.
1 minute question, Italian. One Italian question.
One time question.
She's asking if the initiated name have some relation with the sadhya.
What?
Yes, does the initiated name have something to do with the sadhya?
Initiated name, which name? Manjri's name or Diksha name?
I think Diksha.
Question is, does the spiritual name the Guru gives his disciple have any relationship to the siddha of the individual? It has a philosophical relationship because everyone that gets Diksha, every male gets named Das, every female gets named Dasi. Because many times in India, if a person already has a spiritual name of Krishna or Shakti or Radharani, all they do is add the word Das or Dasi to it to indicate that they're a servant of Krishna. For example, this person may be named Shri Prasad Agarwal. So maybe he takes Vaishnava Diksha, gets named Shri Prasad Das. That's also a name for Krishna. The word Shiva means auspicious. So he's a servant of the auspicious mercy of Krishna. So someone has named Parvati Goenka. So she gets initiated named Parvati Dasi. Prabhupada had a disciple named Parvati Dasi. So the significance of any devotee who gets the name Das, or the significance of it is that whether you're a sadhaka or whether you're a siddha or don't have siddha, the sadhaka and the siddha have something in common. They're both Das. Jivara Swarupai Krishna Nitya Das. It's the eternal swarup of every jiva is to serve Krishna. So the relation of your diction name to your Siddhanta is that your diction name establishes you as a servant of Krishna. And that's what you'll do as a sadhaka, and if and when you get Siddhanta, you'll also be a servant of Krishna. So yeah, the answer is yes. Your diction name, Krishna Das Radhasi, is also related philosophically and ontologically related to your identity as Siddhanta, as a servant of Krishna, eternal servant. Jiva Sarvabhaya Krishna Nitya Das, Nitya Dasi, or Dasi, or beautiful Dasi. What else now? Is that it? Is it quiet now?
Seems yes. Maybe we'll have more questions after.
Next question. Raul.
One question is from internet. Rahul M. Maharaj, suppose divine greed manifests in a devotee, is there any cause of this disappearance in the future?
Divine greed arising or disappearing. That's what he's saying.
Just suppose divine greed manifests in a devotee. So, is there any cause of its disappearance in the future?
If divine greed to worship on Krishna manifests in the devotee, can it disappear in the future? The answer is yes, because in Bhakti Rasamrita Part 1, Chapter 2, verse 309, it describes the cause of divine greed. It says, Bhagavan Krunya, Bhagavan Krunya, Bhakta Krunya, Matraika, Lobaika Matrahetuka. The only cause for greed to manifest, the greed to worship Radha Krishna, like a Vrishvasi of Goloka Vrindavan, to follow in their footsteps, the greed to follow Vrishvasi and worship Krishna like that, arises in the heart by the direct mercy of Krishna or of Bhakta. So the cause of the mercy is Krishna and Bhakta, and if you make offense to Krishna or Bhakta, the greed will disappear. Even Bhava Bhakti can disappear from offense to a Vaishnava, or the sake of greed. Another one?
Yeah. We have another question, Anurang Singh, from Anurang Singh. Jaya Sri Radhe Maharaj.
Anurang.
Anurang
Yeah,
Singh.
your buddy. Yeah.
Jai Sri Radhe Maharaj, I bow down in your lotus feet, Maharaj. Happy Akshaya Tritiya, happy Maharaj. I have a question that how can we realize or feel presence of our Gurudev when we are living away from him physically? In short, how a disciple be conscious of his Gurudev, his presence?
Well, there's two parts to the question here. The question is asked, how does one feel the presence of his Gurudev in separation? First of all, one has to establish a formal relationship with the Guru by Atma Samarpan, by surrendering to the Guru, being accepted by the Guru and surrendering to the Guru. So when one surrenders to the Guru and is accepted by the Guru and given Diksha, then that establishes a connection with Krishna and the Guru through the transcendental mantra and mercy and transcendental wisdom. So now there's a bondage, Guru Shishya Sambandha, there's relationship Sambandha established through the Diksha function. The Diksha function has been performed, the disciple hasn't surrendered formally to be accepted formally by the disciple. There's no formal relationship, so it's very difficult to remember the Guru, or because there's no relationship established. Because Krishna says in Gita, he's the source of remembrance. Remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness come by Krishna's mercy. 15th chapter of Gita, 15th verse. Sarvasya Chamrita Sannavista. Atasrujir Gyanam Pavancha. So if one is initiated, as he's done Avasamarpan, he's surrendered to the lotus feet of Guru, and he's serving him and being accepted and taking Diksha. And now he wants to feel connection with his Guru and separation. It's very easy. He just has to pray to the Guru, pray to the Guru, remember the Guru's teachings, and follow the Guru's teachings, that he's in the presence of the Guru. Because the Guru is called Guru Vani and Guru Vapu. The Guru Vani, first person comes in contact with Guru Vani. The Guru Vani manifests as Guru Vapu. So now Guru Vani precedes Guru Vapu. Guru Vani means words of the Guru, and Guru Vapu means body of the Guru. So before one meets the body of the Guru, or has a relationship with the body of the Guru through surrender and Diksha, he or she has a relationship with Vani, with the instructions of the Guru, Guru Vani. So when one has a Guru, but he's physically away from the Vapu, the form of the Guru, he can have association with the Guru by Vani. Guru Vani gets Guru Vapu, Guru Vapu gets Guru Vani. So in separation from the Guru, if you hear the Guru Vani and follow the teaching of the Guru, you'll experience the Vapu, you'll experience the presence of the Guru anywhere, anytime. When Prabhupada was in New York, this Guru left in 1936. And 31 years later in New York in 1967, some disciple asked Prabhupada, "Do you miss your Guru?" Prabhupada said, "No, he hasn't. He's right here." They said, "We don't see him." He said, "That's your problem, not mine. I see him everywhere. I feel his presence everywhere. I see my Guru everywhere." This is the fact. In 6th chapter of Gita, where's my Brahmin friends? My Brahmin friends are not here. 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Yamam Pashati Sarvachara Sarvam Shamai Pashati. Krishna says, one who sees everything in me, and me and everything is never lost to me, I never lost to him. So this is the true disciple is never lost to the Guru. He always feels the presence of the Guru, and always feels the hand of the Guru on his head. And feels the presence of the Guru in his heart, or her heart. This means Guru. If that's not the experience of the disciple, then maybe they don't have a Guru. If they don't feel the presence of the Guru in their heart, they don't feel the hand of the Guru on their head, even in separation, then maybe they haven't found their Sadguru. But if you find your Sadguru, Sad means eternal. So eternally, if you have your Sadguru, eternally you feel the hand of your Guru on your head and feel the presence in your heart. Questions? Have a question now? Yeah, okay, let's go to me.
Я раньше читал джапу, и при этом во время чтения джапы я запоминал стихи, которые запомнил, уже памятовал. Вот. А потом я спросил одного Махараджа, его знает Анандаварда Свами, и он сказал то, что это не очень правильно, то есть это и неплохо, и неправильно. То, что вот этот научный текст, он как бы заслоняет спонтанную медитацию. Вот, и я вот перестал так делать и просто повторять джапу, и теперь как что-то как-то засыпаю, и вот того удовлетворения даже нету близко.
The question is, before when he's reading japa, he was remembering these shlokas, shlokas from different scriptures when he was doing japa. But
Okay.
now, because he get advice from Guru Maharaj,
Anandavardhana
from
Swami.
another others, to don't do that, just concentrate on japa, he fall asleep and he just lost his taste for the japa. So what's your advice?
Спонтанной медитации не получается.
He doesn't have spontaneous meditation, so
Я просто повторяю, и нету счастья.
he just repeating, and
Возраста.
no happiness, no satisfaction. So that's it. Just
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the question is about japa, chanting Hare Krishna mantra japa as a sankhya on beads, daily number of rounds. And a person was reciting Nam Mahima shlokas in glorification of the holy name before chanting. And this gave him great energy and great attachment to chanting. And someone advised him and said, don't do that, just hear the holy name. So now the person is doing that and lost his attachment and lost his taste that he had before. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives instructions about the holy name. He gives 8 instructions called Shikshastakam. And the second shiksha that he gives, Nam Nama Kari Bauda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatarpita Niyamata Smanena Kala Etadrashita Vakripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdevam Yajishamyana Yajinanaraga. He says there's no hard and fast rules for chanting Hare Krishna. Well, this is the key point. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is God, he's Krishna, and he's the founder of the Hare Krishna movement around the world. And he inaugurated the chanting Hare Krishna in a big way in this Kali Yuga. And he's saying there's no hard and fast rules. So someone who's trying to enforce a particular method or way of chanting is not a good idea. First we should inquire about the person before we give a medicine. A doctor doesn't give one medicine for every patient. The doctor, first he has consultation. The doctor meets with the patient and says, what's your problem? And then the person says, my husband. So that's a big problem. I can't go to another doctor. I don't think you'll find a doctor to solve that one. So you have a consultation, and then I do investigation and diagnosis, and maybe run some tests and this and that, and make some suggestion on the basis of all by your input of your complaints and problems and analyzing tests and his physical examination, diagnosis, etc. I ask many questions. Yeah, this symptom, that symptom. So a guru is more than a doctor. He's trying to liberate the soul from bondage to Maya, repeated birth and death. So guru will make inquiry. You're chanting japa. How do you chant japa? Does it give you happiness? Give you attachment? They'll say, yeah, okay, keep doing it. Sounds good. It's not my way or the highway, you know. Some of you have a philosophy. My way is the light, the way, and the truth. I've heard that before. My way is the light, the way, and the truth. Okay, it's okay for you. It's your light on your road, and it's showing you the way. But I'm on a different road, and I'm using a different light. You're using white light, I'm using blue light. I'm using psychedelic light, blue light. I have all day glow paints on my highway, so a blue light, it shines up nice. You have all black and white lights on your highway, so white light's okay. Something about rainbow lights. The road is illuminated by rainbows. That's psychedelic road. Rainbow light road. So I had all glories to your different gurus and well-wishers. But I am a little more liberal-minded. Any way you can chant and have some taste for it, do it. What does he say?
To translate later on.
Huh?
To translate later on for him. I'll
I
translate.
understand nothing.
Oh yeah, he'll
Too
say.
long answer, so.
Yeah, too long answer. Okay, he'll give you a long answer.
Only 5 words. I understand.
Okay, I'll say it. Chant, be happy.
What?
Chant and be happy. 4 words.
Поспевайте, будь счастливы.
Okay.
Не имейте.
What you like, you do it.
Как вам нравится, так
It feels good, do it.
индивидуально.
Okay. Understand. Thank you.
There's not one way. There's many ways.
Много дорог.
Some of you go like this. Some of you go like this. Some of you go.
Как вам удобно.
Many ways to touch the nose.
Будьте счастливы, Господь.
Yeah.
Поспевайте.
That's ballerina style. Stand on tiptoes and lift your hand under your leg. Yeah. Ballerina can do it that way. Show us later.
Лично ваша машина.
She'll hold you up for support in case you trip. That's GSS. Restricted audience only. Audience for invitation. Next question. Got a lot of exercise there, man.
Just try to. We have Shyamakriya. We have
Shamapriya, okay, get painting.
Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe. Why Krishna so much love Radhika in man what that speaks about his nature?
Huh?
Why Krishna so much love Radhika in man what that speaks about his nature?
I don't get it.
I don't get either. Why? Why Krishna so much love Radhika
Okay, I understand that
in
part.
man?
And
In
what-
man what that speaks about his nature? Why Krishna so much love Radhika in man what that speaks about his nature?
Why Radharani loves Krishna? I mean, why Krishna loves Radharani?
Her mood in man.
Her mood in man.
In man. Okay, in man. Sorry, in man. Sorry, in man.
It's written like man.
She say M-A-A-N, man.
Man. Now it's man. Sorry. Now it's.
Why Krishna loves Radharani in man? Krishna loves Radharani in man and out of man. He loves Radharani unlimitedly when she's in man, and Krishna loves Radharani unlimitedly when she's not in man. The bottom line is Krishna loves Radharani unlimitedly. Why? Because she's Radharani. Because she's pleases him the most, she satisfies him the most. Even when she's angry, when she's jealous, it's all part of loving expression, loving variety. Krishna loves variety. He's Akhila Rasa Murti. Murti. Murti means form of, Akhila means unlimited, the word Akhila means unlimited. And Rasa means flavors, tastes of love and joy and bliss and love and happiness is Rasa. Akhila Rasa Murti. He wants all kinds of flavors, all kinds of tastes. And he finds all that in one person named Radharani. She's everything for Krishna. So she shows her moods because Krishna likes it. Everything Radharani does is for Krishna's pleasure. She gets angry for Krishna's pleasure. She shows jealousy for Krishna's pleasure. She shows anger for everything for Krishna's pleasure. It's 4 types of separation. One's called Man, one's called Purarag, Man, Pravasarag, and Premvaititya. They're all varieties of love and separation, and Krishna loves all of them. Man. That's tricky. M-A-A-N, Man, not man. Man means pride. The word man means pride. Chinadapi Sunichena Tori Vasishna Amani na Manidena. We should be Amani, be free from pride, but Manadena, give and show pride to others. Dana means to give. Dan, Dana, Dan. Give respect, give honor to others. Don't ask for honor and respect in return. Give love without expectation of return. That's the downfall of all loving relationships, expectation. Expectation and love is the same as exploitation. That's why all love marriages fail, because they have expectations. Oh, no recording. Okay, good. My tape recorder's in mine.
So we have another question.
Okay, I have another question.
We have questions from Rahul M. Can we preach Raganuga sadhana because Bhakti Sandarbha 339 says to keep it secret? And also it continues, it said that in Mathura Kanambani,
What does he say about 339?
to Raganuga Bhakti to keep it secret, but not to preach it. But he asked him if he can preach Raganuga Bhakti.
What's his reference? 339?
339, but no. Can we preach Raganuga sadhana because Bhakti Sandarbha 339 says to keep it secret?
Wait a minute, Jack. $339. This book's a little hard to figure out somehow. So, Hindi, English, Sanskrit, everything.
So he continued his questions actually.
Okay, continue the question.
It is said in Mathura Kandambini that Atnishta one's consciousness is not influenced by Rajas and Tamaguna. Does it mean that Dasa and Tardasa of Rajasic and Tamasic planets will not affect his consciousness anymore? So we have like 2 comments.
2 questions.
Yeah. But it's related to the first.
I'm going to say 339 or 329?
339. 339, he says.
Oh. It's the end of the book. It's right at the end. The question is, in Anuche 339 of Bhakti Sundara by Jiva Goswami Pad, the person asking the question, he said that this this says we should not preach Raganuga Bhakti, and it doesn't say that at all. It is completely wrong. It's not talking about the subject matter of this Anuच्छeda 339 is confidentiality of realizations. That's nothing to do about prachar. Because in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there's 4 or 5 verses where it says Raganuga Bhakti Prachar. Lord Chaitanya has come to preach Raganuga Bhakti. Prachar, the word prachar means preaching. This is prachar, preaching is one thing, realization is another thing. Realization means anubhav. So it said, if someone gets, what the Anuच्छeda says, if someone gets special mercy, someone gets special mercy from Krishna or Guru and gets some realizations about spiritual life, he should keep it secret. It's talking about keep secret realizations. It doesn't say anything about preaching Bhakti. So you're misunderstanding that particular statement. Anuच्छeda 339 of Bhakti Sandarbha is about keeping your confidential realizations that are given to you as gifts of Guru or Krishna's secret. Don't tell them every time they can have it. What's the other question?
The other question is also from Rahul. It said that Mathura Kanavini that Nishtha one's consciousness is not influenced by Rajan Tamaguna. Does it mean that Dasa and Dasa of Rajasic and Tamasic planets will not affect his consciousness anymore?
Does it mean Nishtha Bhakti, that he's talking about the planetary influences, dashas, mahadashas, antardashas, major and minor periods of planets? Jaya. If one is a devotee, even if effects are there, the effects may be, the question is, if one is a Nishtita Bhakti, will the effect of negative planetary influences be experienced by him? Devotee doesn't have to be a Nishtha. A devotee can be an Artha-Nivriti, but he is fixed in Sharanagati, surrender to Krishna, then he doesn't get affected by any planetary difficulties. Affected means he diminishes or stops doing bhakti. Bhakti, even before he gets to full symptoms of Nishtita Bhakti, because Nishtita Bhakti is very minutely defined in Madhurya Kadamani, which is it's practically like Ruchi, according to Madhurya Kadamani. But even before Nishtita Bhakti and Artha-Nivriti, the devotee will not be affected by planetary influence if he's doing bhakti, because he takes shelter of Krishna. Being affected means you stop your bhakti. If you keep doing bhakti, it means you're not being affected. Because the planetary influences try to distract your mind or try to distract your body from doing steady devotional service. So you want an Artha-Nivriti sticks to the process and rise above all its difficulties, planetary difficulties. Okay, that's it. Thanks for reading all those questions. Tricky questions, man. That was spelled right. Yeah. There you go in there. Daddy Maharaj, welcome. Thank you.
Can you explain why we're celebrating this?
Question is why we celebrate Akshaya Tritiya. Not many people celebrate it, to tell you the truth. But it's in Hindu, in ancient shastras and Puranas, there's many descriptions. Also, Bhakti mentions some things about Akshaya Tritiya. It's the appearance day of Lord Parasuram was one of the Dasavatar. Lord Parasuram is the Dasavatar of Krishna, Vishnu, you can say. So we worship this appearance day of Bhagavan. And it's also many things happen this day. I don't remember, I saw a list on the internet. Many auspicious things happen in this day. Draupadi was trying to be disrobed in Hastinapur by the Kauravas, and this day it was Akshaya Tritiya, so Krishna supplied Draupadi on the inexhaustible sari. Her sari never reached the end of it. He was following, Dushasana was following the sari, but it was the wrong day, he picked the wrong titi. Actually, he should have consulted a Jyotishi before he did that. Because she got unlimited sari, because it's unlimited, you got unlimited benefit today. So she cried out to Krishna, okay, keep my sari on. It's okay. Today's Akshaya Tritiya, so I have 50 million meters of sari, you know. So I could never reach the end of it. It was a very embarrassing day because she was in her menstrual cycle also. Draupadi was in her menstrual cycle, and there was blood stain on her sari, which was seen at public assembly. So there's many reasons. She took a vow, Draupadi took a vow, that these people that are perpetrating this crime against my chastity, I won't forgive them until I bathe in their blood, until I wash my hair in their blood. So she didn't tie up her hair for so many years. And when they won the war, she bathed her hair in the blood of the Kauravas. All the ones.
Pretty gory.
This is Shatrani. Shatrani's cut heads off, you know. Rani of Jhansi, the queen of Jhansi, her husband was killed in battle, and she got on a horse and started cutting heads off of soldiers. That's a fierce wife. Rani of Jhansi. Prabhupada started preaching in Jhansi. That's a tough place. She's leading the troops on the horses, throwing at God. Wow. Spiritual warrior. That's a real warrior. So, many things are told for punya to do charity and whatnot. Because anything you do with spiritual activities, you get unlimited benefit. But any day we do anything, it's unlimited benefit. Bhakti is ananta. Bhakti is always ananta. But especially for punya karma. For punya karma, these days are noted in Snan Dharma and in calendars. Akshaya Tritiya. It's the beginning of Treta Yuga. Sometimes they say Treta Yuga, sometimes they say Satya Yuga. Both are told that they begin on this particular titi, Akshaya Tritiya. When that yuga begins, it's that particular titi, Akshaya Tritiya. Basically, devotees just do the normal stuff. There's nothing, bhakti is always unlimited. If you want to get some punya for, have good money next life, give charity on this day and stuff like that. And, it's also nice to have money. Money is helpful to get by in this world. But devotees, Krishna takes care of. Any devotee, Krishna takes care of. Yoga Shivam Vamyam. I never met a poor devotee. I never met a poor devotee. I never met a devotee who didn't have clothes on their back and food in their bellies and a roof over their head. They don't have the kind of money they want, but that's another thing. Krishna makes individual arrangements for every single devotee. You dedicate your life to serving Krishna, Krishna dedicates his life to taking care of you. Master always takes care of the servants. I have a friend in Delhi, he's a rich gentleman. He has his big house, he has a house behind his house just for his servants. 3-story house, apartment. 4 drivers and maids and cooks. Everybody lives there. They have a house and they have kitchen and they have food and they get paid also. They're doing okay. Good master. That's the material master. What to seek of God? Yeah.
You mentioned the Bhagavad Gita, Yogakshemam Vahamihan. So I have a question about the first chapter. My personal experience with the Gita, when I read it, I could not understand how the first chapter relates to the rest of the Gita. It was just a list of names, and this one, blew this horn, blew this conch, and it didn't, I couldn't make any sense. Why is it part of the Gita? Why doesn't the Gita start from chapter 2, where Krishna starts giving the instructions, which is like, the substance?
That's what I should see. So the question is asked, Bhagavad Gita is 18 chapters. In the first chapter, person read the first chapter of all names of spiritual, personalities, teachers and fathers and relatives and grandfathers, etc. What is the relevance or connection between that and the actual tattva and yoga is taught in the Gita, the karma yoga, jnana yoga, and bhakti yoga, or sangha yoga that are taught in Gita? What is the relationship? What's the need for it? It seems like the Gita really starts with chapter 2. But chapter 1 of the Gita has a Sanskrit name, it's called Vishad Yoga. Vishad Yoga means lamentation. So chapter 2 and the subsequent chapters of Gita are the medicine. But chapter 1 is the diagnosis of the patient. First the doctor has to diagnose what is the disease. What is the disease? And then he prescribes the medicine. So one chapter is to define the disease of the conditioned soul, and 17 chapters are giving the medicine for that one disease. So the disease of the conditioned soul, represented by Arjuna, is despondency and giving up a duty due to bodily attachment. So he's attached to so many different bodies due to so many different relationships. So that creates despondency and lamentation and inertia in Arjuna. He wanted to give up his duty and be non-active, which is impossible because action always is there. There's action even in inaction, Krishna says. So all those points of tattva come out. But first, the disease is revealed in chapter 1, Vishad Yoga. Vishad means lamentation. Lamentation because of bodily conception of life. Because of misconception and attachment to material bodies, Arjuna was lamenting for that which is not worthy of lamenting. He was in ignorance. So chapter 1 defines the source of the ignorance and lamentation of Arjuna. And chapter 2 through 18 describes the medicine to cure that lamentation and ignorance of bodily attachment. That goes together. It's like a plot, it's a story, you need all the parts of the story, I agree, it's like first chapter, like, wow. This one, that one, this one, that one. But actually, it's pretty good if you get into it. It's really, you get into it from an emotional viewpoint. From emotional, chapter 1 is full of emotions that are part and parcel of everyone in the world, Family, relatives, teachers, attachment, mundane attachment. It's really psychology. What are the psychological defects of the patient? It's all, Gita's about psychology. So you have to see where is the patient insane? What is the phobias? What are the phobias? What is the mental diseases and problems with this person's mind? This is chapter 1 of Gita. then the solution is all this rest of it. When I got a Bhagavad Gita, the first Bhagavad Gita had 6 chapters in it. It was published by Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, TM. And I read it, I went to ISKCON later, and they said, you have Gita? I said, I have Gita, I read Gita. I said, which Gita? I said, this Gita. He said, it's only 1/3 of Gita. I said, 1/3? He said, Gita's 18 chapters. I know it's 6 chapters. I have the book, it's 6. Yeah, yours ends on Karma Yoga, chapter 6. Kriya Yoga, Karma Yoga, that's it. Because it's published by TM Yoga Society. Get this was 18 chapters. 18 chapters? Bhakti and Gyan are not part of that Gita I got. TM Gita is just Karma Yoga, Kriya Yoga, Karma Yoga. So all 18 chapters of Gita are required. Vishad Yoga, this yoga, that yoga, this yoga. 18 yogas.
So in what sense Vishad Yoga is a yoga?
That's a yoga. It's abiding, it's connecting us to this world. Yoga means connection.
Yeah.
It's a Vishad, levitation is connecting us tightly to this world. The 18 chapters called Moksha Yoga. The 18 chapters called Moksha Yoga means get out of this world, get liberated from this world, get free from lamentation, the Vishad. Takes 18 chapters to get free from lamentation. The last chapter the first chapter is binding, it's called Vishad, lamentation yoga, and the last chapter 18 is called Moksha. It takes 18 chapters to get liberated from lamentation. Italian, you sure Italian? Look a little Russian to me. Sure not Russian? What's that will convert you?
How to go outside Maya while living in a world where everything is Maya?
What are you saying?
How to go outside Maya while living in a world where everything is Maya? Because he's living in Italy and he look around himself and see here everything is Maya. So how can I go outside Maya?
How to give up Maya in the world of Maya?
How to go outside Maya? Krishna says in Gita, Devi Shagunamayi Maya Dratya Maya Pramadite Maya Metam Tarantite. You surrender to Krishna, take shelter of Krishna, you can cross beyond the Maya. That's the only way. Krishna tells in Gita, what chapter is that? Deviation 714 or something? I don't know.
I can't remember.
Let me look in this book. I don't know if it's in this book. It's too simple verse.
It's in there.
There's little high-five verses in this book. It's postgraduate book. Oh, it's there. Twice. $714 Gita. I remember it. I said it 1,000 times. There's also Madhyaveda, chapter 22, verse 23 and 24. San Shiksha. Daivi Yesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Dharadya Mami Ye Prapadyante Mayame Tam Trantite. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 14. this energy of Maya is very difficult to overcome. But one who surrenders unto me can easily cross beyond it. So a person in Italy, they say they're surrounded by Maya. How to get out of Maya? Hare Krishna. What else? You can't get out of Maya, get out of Mahamaya, get out of Yoga Maya. Yoga Maya means connected to Krishna. So connect to Krishna, try to see Krishna everywhere and everything, and chant his name and look at his murti form, and read about him, hear about him. Always be with Krishna, you won't be in Maya, you'll be with Krishna. Another question?
Yes, we have three.
Okay.
From Rahul M again. Maharaj, what should be the main focus of Raganuga Sadha Lila? Shravan meditation or increasing quality and quantity of Nam Jap? That's one of the questions.
What is the main practice of Rag Bhakti?
Raganuga Sadhaka Lila. Shravana meditation or increasing quality and quantity or quantity of Nam Jap.
Raganuga sadhana is primarily consists of mana or dharma. Smarana means remembering the pastimes of Radha and Krishna and rendering service in the pastimes of Radha and Krishna in one's siddhaya. Seva sagrupina and sirupina chatri. You do simultaneously hear and chant about Krishna and you remember Krishna Lila. So both go on. You chant japa, you hear and chant japa and shastra like Bhagavatam and Goswami Granths, and you also spend a good amount of time doing Lila Smaran, meditation or siddhaya, and the seva around Krishna. This is what it means Raganuga Bhakti. Practice in Sagrup and Siddharup, both are go on.
Okay, another question is Maharaj, also from Rahul M. Maharaj, suppose someone received first initiated Harinam Diksha in ISKCON, then he developed greed for Raganuga. Is that greed came from previous life or by grace of Guru?
If one develops greed for practicing Raganuga Bhakti, don't worry about where it came from. Just start practicing. It came from Guru, came from Vaishnava or Krishna last life, or it comes from Krishna or Vaishnava in this life. One's called Praktana or Adanika. Praktana Kripa, Adanika Kripa.
For that
And
question,
by the way, there's no such thing as first initiation, second initiation. This is a misnomer.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a side point.
You're not initiated if you just get Harinam, and that means your bhakti is not started. Huh?
What?
another question is from Shanapriya. Why Srimati Radharani in form of Gadadhar is called Gadadhar? Does it have a connection with some of her qualities?
Why is Radharani called?
Why Srimati Radharani in form of Gadadhar is called Gadadhar? Does it have any connection with some...
I'm not familiar with that. Radharani is called Gadadhar.
Yeah, because in Panchatattva, like... I think he's mean from that, from Panchatattva.
I don't know what the question is. Radharani is sometimes named Gandharvika. She's called Gandharvika or Gandharva because she sings and dances more beautifully, more stylishly than even a Gandharva. Gandharvas are celestial beings that are famous for singing and dancing. Radharani is much more superior, supreme dancer and singer than any Gandharva. In Panchatattva, Gadadhara Pandit is Radharani's Shakti and Radharani's form. Bhavani Shakti Radharani Srupas Gadar Pandit. That's it, all I can say like that. Any other question? Maria?
Yeah, that she was meaning from Panchatattva. She was asking from Panchatattva why Gadadhar Pandit is.
Gadar Pandit is Radharani, what's the big deal about that?
So any quality with this name and so Gadadhar. Any connection?
I'm not a Sanskrit Pandit, I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry. Must be some explanation. He did not always first so way to know duality. What? Rao.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Maharaj, from Rahul M again, questions. Maharaj, by mistake I shared some of my experience of Raganuga Bhakti to a Vaidhi devotee. After that I experienced some obstacles such as a lack of enthusiasm. How can I revive?
I was practicing Raganuga Bhakti, the question is, and I shared some of my experiences in Rag Bhakti with Anadikari Bhaktas. I lost my enthusiasm. How can I revive my enthusiasm? So just start practicing Rag Bhakti again, start reading Radha Krishna's Leelas and meditating on the Leelas. And you'll get enthusiasm and avoid those Anadikari devotees. Don't talk to them, don't waste your time with them. Follow you're talking about Bhakti Sandarbha 339 Anushade, which says don't share realizations with those who are unqualified. So don't share your realization of Bhakti with unqualified so-called friends. So to think about its result. If you share your experiences with someone and it makes you lose your enthusiasm or your happiness in your heart, then that was a mistake. Don't do it again. Don't cast your pearls before pigs.
Swine.
Yeah, that's a German word not many people know. I know that's the word. That's a saying, but I substitute pigs because it's more funny, pearls and pigs. What will happen if you throw pearls to a pig?
Not appreciating.
He ignores it.
They don't appreciate.
No, you don't know. You don't understand. You throw pearls to a pig, he'll chew on and think they're peanuts. Yeah, then when your pearls are finished.
Jesus said that also.
Yeah, Jesus knows what he's talking about. Don't throw your pearls to the pigs. It'll turn them into dust. They'll eat them also. It's good for calcium. Take it slow. Good for the bones.
It's attached to the microphone, so it's a long story.
Okay, good. Okay, pigs. Leave the pigs alone. So, any more questions? So some Sundays are right. One more question. I don't know if I can take another one.
Yes. We have from Jaya Chandra. Radhe Radhe, dear Maharaj, my obeisances to your lotus feet. Maharaj, when a jiva doesn't have any control of free will, how should we execute the orders of the spiritual master, which is very difficult to execute in the given of circumstances?
What was the last part?
Maharaj, when a jiva doesn't have any control of free will, how should we execute the orders of the spiritual master, which is very difficult to execute in the given circumstances?
Well, the question is, we have no free will, how do we do anything? Like follow the orders of the Guru. Krishna gives inspiration, he gives energy. Krishna says in Gita, from me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. From me comes energy, from me comes intelligence, from me comes everything. So you pray to Krishna, Krishna, please give me strength, please give me intelligence, please give me energy. Just carry out the orders of my Guru. Krishna will give you the energy and strength to carry out the service to Guru. There's nothing impossible for one who surrenders to Krishna. All power comes from Krishna. All inspiration comes from Krishna. All intelligence comes from Krishna. All we can do is pray. Pray and surrender. That's in our command. So the Guru doesn't give any order the disciple can't fulfill. The disciple can fulfill any order of Guru if he surrenders to Krishna. Surrendering to Krishna means turning to Krishna and praying to Krishna in a humble mood. Krishna, I have no power, I have no power to do anything. Please give me power, please give me strength, please give me determination. And if Krishna wants you to do bhakti, if Krishna wants to give you energy, he'll give you energy and you'll do it. I wrote an article that was recently published. Who's chanting Hare Krishna? Am I chanting Hare Krishna or Krishna chanting Hare Krishna? We're not chanting Hare Krishna. Krishna is letting us, giving us energy to chant Hare Krishna. We're doing bhakti because Krishna is inspiring us to do bhakti. When we stop doing bhakti, means Krishna is inspiring us to stop doing it. If we're getting inspired to do bhakti, you should take it as special mercy of Krishna. Be grateful for that and keep going. Because 99% of the world's population is not doing bhakti because they haven't been inspired or empowered by Krishna to do bhakti. The inspiration and power comes from Krishna. He gives it and he takes it away. It's called yadrichya, it's free will. Bhakti is independent. So Krishna manifests bhakti where he wants to. It says in Gita, it says in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it says, Pramanda Brahmatikam Bhagavan Ji Guru Krishna Prasad by Bhakti Beach. It says, Bhagavan, Kon Bhagavan Ji. Who is that lucky person who gets bhakti? Why me? Why not you? It's Krishna's free will. He manifests bhakti some places he doesn't. He manifests bhakti, that's Krishna's will. Kon Bhagavat. Who is that lucky guy? It's luck. It's called yadrichya. It's just free will, Bhagavan's mercy. We have a mother, we have a father, we have a brother, we have uncles. How many are surrendered and shaved up? Initiated, practicing bhakti. Nobody, only me. My whole dynasty, my whole parivar, whole dynasty, only me. Why me? I'm the weird guy out? Yeah, I guess so. Pretty weird. I got special mercy of Bhagavan. That's how it works. We're lucky, we're chosen few. We're lucky. Okay, kids.
More questions, yes.
Keep coming.
Yeah, Jayanti, Chandra. Also, Gurudev, can you elaborate something that the fact that our nature doesn't change much?
Nature, so what's wrong with your nature? You don't like your nature? Your nature doesn't change. So what's new about that?
It's questions. So that's it. Can we
Nature is guna and karma.
Guna
The 13th chapter of Gita. Karanam guna sangha said sadhya janmasu. According to our prior association with modes of nature and our activity, we get born in a particular womb. So our guna and karma are called our sabhav. Sabhav means nature. It's a combination of our guna and our karma. Our guna and karma is the cause from last life. We are what we are. You can't change that. But you can change your consciousness. Cheto dharma marjana. Your rajasic nature, you'll stay your rajasic nature, but your consciousness may become Krishna conscious. You know, you're a passionate person when you're 20, you'll be a passionate person when you're 99. A squirrel doesn't turn into a lion. You're born a squirrel, you die a squirrel. In between a squirrel around. So you don't change your nature. You see people that, their nature is tamagun and rajagun. And then they get a Brahman thread around their neck. And they still act rajasic and tamasic, You see in a pot party smoking pot and they got a Brahman thread around their neck. Come on, sir. Where's the sadhya? Brahman has the nature, it's sattvic, it's from birth. So it doesn't matter, nature, we don't care about changing nature. It always says cheto dharma marjana, pure by the consciousness, not the sabhav. Every word is particular. It doesn't say sabhav, change your sabhav, to change your chitta, your consciousness. Consciousness means a subconscious mind. But your body and nature is going to stay the same. Subconscious mind is where the chitta is. By chanting Hare Krishna, subconscious cleansed, and you start acting like the way, thinking like the way, being like the way, becoming a devotee. But you have a nature of Raja and Tama, or Tama and stuff, or whatever. That's guna and karma, it doesn't change. In Ayurveda it's called Prakriti. Prakriti means your nature. It's a combination of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Vata is Sattva, Pitta is Raja, and Kapha is Tama. The different combinations make a human body. It's called Prakriti. The material energy combines in certain ways to make the body. Certain percentage of Sattva-gun, which is Vata, certain percentage of Rajagun, which is Pitta, certain percentage of Tama-gun, which is Kapha. Kapha is earth and water combined. Earth, water, fire, air.
So, can I get questions from this topic?
Yeah.
No, it's the same things, but the knowledge is possible just in Sattva Gun, or the knowledge is possible in Raja, Tamasic Gun. Knowledge.
And knowledge is in every mode of nature, different types of knowledge.
Doesn't matter the Guna.
There's different types of knowledge. There's sattvic knowledge,
Yeah.
tamasic knowledge, rajasic knowledge.
So, another question from Rahul. Suppose someone doesn't have the greed for Aganuga Bhajan, but he's eager to get that greed. Is there any way to develop that greed? If someone doesn't have.
The question is how to develop greed. One has attraction or interest in Radha Bhakti. That's described in Bhakti Sindhu itself. It says by reading about Ramakrishna pastimes in Vrindavan, and by seeing Murtis of Ramakrishna, by associating with Raghunath Bhaktas, then greed will come by those ways. Notice by association with Raghunath Bhaktas, you can get some greed. Raghunath Bhaktas are writing books by Raghunath Bhaktas, books by Raghunath Das Goswami, Savali, Savamala, Urusa Nilamani. Different books are there. You read and associate with those devotees, then some greed comes inside you by that hearing that Shastra, or by seeing Murtis around Krishna, or seeing paintings around Krishna Lila, or reading about around Krishna's pastimes. These are all ways to get greed. Thank you. Any more questions?
Italian nectar.
Okay, time.
There is no life without desire. If I have if I like to do some activity, for example, like playing piano or other hobby, is this Maya?
What?
Not clear.
He said there is no life without desire. So if I have like some hobby, is this hobby Maya? Like
Some desire, some hobby, playing piano, doing something, and he's called this wishes, this is Maya.
And in general, desiring something is Maya. Is desiring something Maya?
Is our hobbies Maya and it's desiring Maya. Everything disconnected from Krishna is Maya. Everything connected with Krishna is bhakti. So you have a hobby to collect pictures of naked women, that's Maya. If you have a hobby of collecting pictures of Krishna, that's bhakti. So hobbies can be Maya or it can be Krishna bhakti. A desire, you desire to enjoy material energy without Krishna, that's Maya. You desire to serve Krishna, please Krishna, that's bhakti. Simple. Action and desire and action for Krishna's pleasure is bhakti. You perform with a pleasing mentality. Anyabhilasya shunyam jnana karnam yanavritam anukoyena Krishna shivanam bhakti uttama. Uttama bhakti is described as favorable activities that give happiness to Krishna, done with a proper happy state of mind. So whether it's hobbies or desire, if it's connected for Krishna's pleasure and happiness, it's good. If it's not, it's bad. Cheer ballerina. They like to run around your tiptoes. And wear pink leotards. A little fancy little dress. But if you like to dance, you like to dance on your tiptoes. So you study Bharatanatyam and you illustrate Krishna's Leela. Then it's Krishna Bhakti. Just dancing around Russian ballet, that's fun, but it's Maya. Maya fun. So you get paid also. Make some money. That's good.
In internet questions.
What?
One question.
Oh, yeah, another question?
Yes. The same person, Rahul.
Yeah, okay, what else is there?
Some say that at Nishta, a devotee will be able to follow Shikshashta on verse 3 perfectly. Is this true? Can you please give references?
This means what?
Some say that at Nishtka, a devotee will be able to follow Shikshashtakam verse 3 perfectly. Is this true? Can you please give references?
There's nothing, the question is, there's a verse in Shikshastra number 3, Shinadapi Sunichina Tori Vasishna Amanina Amanina Kirtaniya Sadri. If someone is at Nishta, level Nishta, he can perfectly exhibit these 4 qualities that are mentioned in the 3rd sloka Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Shikshastra. Is this true? Can you comment on this? This is the idea of some contemporary preachers. It's not described or mentioned anywhere in Goswami books. Shikshastra, the Goswamis don't say anywhere in any of the books of Narottam or 6 Goswamis that Shikshastra has any relation to Stesa Bhakti, Shraddha Prema. This is the idea, it's revealed in Madan Rahasyam by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. But it's not founded in the Goswami books. It's an interesting novel idea, but it doesn't have any support from acharyas. Well, it's a matter of, the 3rd sloka is a matter of behavior. So someone is humble and respects everyone and tolerant doesn't necessarily mean he's at Nishtita Bhakti. He can be an Arthanivritti also and have those qualities. Some people by nature, without even any bhakti, are humble. They're not at any level of bhakti. They're humble, respectful, tolerant. These are basic human qualities.
And vice versa, some people are by nature very proud.
What?
Vice versa, some people by nature are very proud.
Yeah. This is. That's everybody's nature.
Ego, false ego.
Yeah, that's a little problem, that one.
There's no such thing as false ego. The ego is not false, it's real.
Yeah, that's it. It's just there.
There's material ego, spiritual ego, but there's no such thing as false ego.
It's eternally existing, rightly situated or wrongly situated. So what's the story now? What's the question? What time is it?
It's 5 o'clock, Maharaj.
It's fine. Yeah, fine.
You always have good news, Taji. Yeah, I believe that. The last question.
Italian finish.
Time finished.
Okay, we've raised the question of the ego, then how do we transform, from material ego to the spiritual ego?
The question is asked, how do we transform material ego to spiritual ego? That squirrels are so funny. I see that tree there.
Carefree.
Yeah. Sometimes birds come down and grab them. Yeah, take them for lunch. Eagles.
Oh, the kites.
Kites, yeah. Or like little eagles. Kites is the word accurate. Small. Not big. Fast. So fast. Right into a zoom. Shiva Shivasya Jivanam. Avadana Sastani, Avadana Introducedam, Phaguni Tattvatam, Shiva Shivasya Jivanam. 2nd canto of Bhagavatam. Famous verse. So, false ego, how we transform false ego into true ego. Ego means I exist, I am. I am the body is false ego, I am Krishna Das is real ego. So somehow, by the mercy of Guru, we transform our ego to Krishna Das. And we start engaging in Krishna's service. This is the effect of Diksha. By the mercy of Guru, given a Diksha, and the mantra of purification of the mantra received Diksha, and transcendental wisdom that begins at Diksha and Shiksha, Dikshadi Shikshanam, the combination of mercy, Diksha mantras, and wisdom and knowledge given by Guru transforms a person's life, ego from material to spiritual. They start living a life of devotion based on the service of Krishna. That's how it works with you and me and everyone. It's not easy to transform ego. You need a lot of input. All divine ingress of divine kripa, mantra, shiksha, and kripa. Diksha mantras, Guru kripa, and Tattva Siddhanta shiksha. All these three combine together to transform a person from darkness to light. Start living a life of light and light. Start living a life of light and a life of love. The light of love illuminates our life. Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe, Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe, Jaya Jaya Sri Radhe, Jai Shyam.